Hi, this is David Sanders. I'm a business and marketing expert, and I want to change the world. I specialize in working with professionals in the holistic and natural side of medicine, and also with entrepreneurs that are actually doing things that will make a big difference on the planet. My name is David Sanders, and my upcoming book is called Tomorrow, Golden Age or Dark Age. That's the working title. By the time we finish the surveys, it'll be named something intelligent, I hope. And I wanted to go over with you today some of the things that in my research I found to be interesting, because one of the things that I've seen is that when you get into watching the news, everybody here ever got into watching the news, what happens to your morale? Yeah, it sinks like a rock. And almost all the mainstream media pours in bad, disturbing, stressful, quote, news, unquote, on the basis, if it bleeds, it leads. So they basically want you to watch the stuff that bleeds the most. And that's the most disturbing and upsetting and so forth. And that's the mainstream news. And this has been going on for quite a while now. Maybe you've noticed that. It was very exciting in the early days to see this development, because prior to, like the Hearst yellow journalism and some of these kinds of things, way back, this was not necessarily the case. News was more informational and useful. So I'm going to go back to that earlier beginning. The earlier type of news that is actually worth talking about, worth printing, and worth doing in a workshop, that will give you some information that I hope will be useful for you and that will empower you to actually go out and do something. So in his book, Abundance, The Future is Better Than You Think, Peter Diamandis and his co-author talked about technology that was coming online or was newly online that would change the world. So I want to go over a few of these pieces of technology with you. I want to go over some things that you can do about it as well. So one has to do with the subject of water, which is near and dear to our hearts. We have in our group one of the foremost water experts around, and so I take my reputation in my hand by diving into the field. But this is some very interesting information. For one thing, any idea how many people in the world lack safe drinking water?
Probably a huge one.
1 billion people. Any idea how many people lack basic sanitation, access to a toilet? 2.6 billion people. And as a result, any idea how many hospitalizations worldwide are related to these two factors? Half the population of the hospitals today are as a result of these two factors. Lack of good access to good water and lack of access to a toilet. Now why? Because water is frequently contaminated with infectious agents, toxic chemicals, and radiological hazards. It sounds exciting, doesn't it? Fortunately, we're in an area where that doesn't happen too much. We get access to fluoridated water, which is its own hazard. But just one of the bacteria in world drinking water, the one that causes diarrhea, is responsible for 4.1% of the global disease burden, and for killing 1.8 million children a year. Right now, more people have a cell phone than have access to a toilet.
That is insane.
In fact, the ancient Romans had better quality drinking water than half of Earth today.
Say it again.
The ancient Romans had better drinking water than half of the population of Earth has today.
Wow.
So what happens if we solve this one problem? See, it's a pretty big change aspect. Half the hospital population of Earth.
Mm.
That's wild.